Welcome to the Fresh Air Thursday night group ride in Ruby. We are T-minus 7 minutes to start. Just collecting up some riders as we get ready for this course in the south of France. I'm excited to do this course because it's very similar, or it's in the same area as the Trek Travel Provence France countryside tour that I will be doing in April this year. Although Ruby doesn't have the exact routes of the Trek Travel tour, for that you actually have to go on the trip. This is in the same area, just a little bit to the north of the Avignon start point of the tour, closer to Mont Ventoux, which is the famous mountain that anybody that's watched the Tour de France may have seen. It's the famous climb that ends at the top where there's a really big radio tower. We will not be doing that climb today. That is a course you can do in Ruby, I believe, but it is much too intense for a group ride. So this course is basically around the base of the mountain, I believe. And that way it keeps the total elevation gain for this route today at 245 meters over 24 kilometers, which is a little bit of climbing, but most of it, as you can see on the profile down at the bottom, is front loaded. It's at the beginning. So if you're doing this ride with me today, if you're watching this, you want to get warmed up now. You've got 5 minutes. I'm just getting my legs warmed up myself here. I've got my water bottle handy. I've got my towel on the handlebars so that if I get a little sweaty, I've got something. And we've got 10 people joining so far, which is awesome. Last week we had 19, including myself, so 18 guests. It's great to see. I think we have a pretty similar amount signed up for today. We'll see who actually joins. See some familiar names on there. MJO Mike, or Mojo Mike maybe. For sure. Rob Bodie is on my friend list. Other names here aren't on my friends list for some reason, but I do recognize the names, so happy to see them, and I'll be sending out invites to them after this ride to join my list. And if you do that, you get invites to every Thursday night ride. And if you're on Strava, I'll find you there as well if your activity is public, and I'll maybe give you a kudos or leave some comments. These rides are group rides in Ruby, which automatically turns on, I believe, what they call a magnet or a rubber band, other people call it, which means that the power output of the leader dictates the pace of the ride. If you get behind or ahead, the app will adjust your speed. It doesn't really change how hard it is, but it will adjust your speed accordingly to catch you up or slow you down. So there's not a lot of point in trying to get away from me. If I'm not going at the speed you want and you want to go faster, you can, but the app is going to drag you back a little bit. You'll still get a good workout. In fact, you'll get a better workout than me. but you won't get very far ahead. In the end, this isn't a race, and I'm not trying to win. Usually at the end, when we come near the end, I just back off a little bit, and I'm not here to cross the finish line first. Just trying to keep the group together. I'll probably set up, my power output will be around 3 watts per kilogram. And that's a really good way to look at effort for people, rather than saying, I think it's 250 watts is what my 3 watts per kilogram is. We don't say that because 250 watts for you is going to be 250 watts, or it's going to be a different speed for you than me because we weigh different amounts. But when you take that power output and you divide it by your weight, that gives you watts per kilogram. That just shows how hard you're working relative to your body weight. So that's why in the position board on the left, everybody's watts per kilogram is shown, but not their full power output. Okay, we're 1 minute from start. So I'm just gonna stop pedaling for a minute. I'm wearing a sweat shirt and it's a little too warm. I'm gonna adjust my fan for maximum airflow. And I am ready. 40 seconds. I don't have any music for you today because it will flag it as a copyright violation if I play any good music. Sadly, you're just going to have to listen to me talk when I can. Otherwise, you're going to be listening to me just pedaling and grunting a little bit on the steeper parts. It starts off with a hill right away, so my guy is not on his bike. There we go. Okay, that's me in the Truck Travel black and white jersey. Got 16 riders on the start. That's great. Oh, I like that jersey that someone has there with Christmas lights. Another one with music notes. I don't have such a good collection. Okay. Tough start. And I've just got past most of you there, but like I said, this is not a race, and I'm going to keep the pace pretty reasonable for this first section. I'm not all that warmed up, and probably neither are you. Let's see, Lee, my MYB, or Lee, looks like Lee Me B. One of my Ruby friends is there, and Rob Body, top 10. Okay, first little climb complete. Just ease off a little bit. Let everybody catch up here on a little descent. Lots of cyclists headed the other direction there on the video. This is a very popular region of France to ride. Even though this particular route is not on the Trek Travel Provence tour, I might just be renting a bike for an extra day myself just to do this. So next time you see this on video, it might be me in real life. Okay, another little climb before the main event. Got a category 5 climb, it seems, according to the profile map. And we're just over the top on that one. Good job, everyone. Let's change gears here. I'm actually using virtual gearing with a Zwift click device and a Zwift cog. Well, actually, it's not a Zwift cog. It's just my regular cassette, but the click device is a Bluetooth gear changer, and it just tells the trainer to change resistance, to simulate the different gears instead of actually changing. If you're interested to see how that works, send me a message. Maybe I'll do a little video on it so you can see it in action. But that's why you can see what gear I'm in the bottom left. Otherwise the app wouldn't know if you were just using your regular shifters on your bike. Okay, we're into the climb here. 1 kilometer, a little over a kilometer to go. This is probably a little bit steeper than anything you would encounter on the Trek Travel Provence tour. It does have a few rolling hills. It's over 5 days as well, just so you know. But it's not meant to be an intense bike tour. It's supposed to be a enjoyable, relaxing tour through the countryside. This hill is maybe a little bit tougher than the normal route option for the day in the Provence tour, but I do believe they have they actually have 3 different options almost every day on that tour. They've got a short one if you're not feeling up to the normal route. The normal route is challenging but relaxing for a level 2 out of 4 rated camp or tour. And then they have an avid option, which probably does include a few hills like this and a little bit longer distance. On the Provence tour, you can expect to be riding a couple hours a day or more if you choose the avid route. And each day also is paired with dinners and other activities like wine tasting and tours of historic sites in the region. There's actually a really good video by Trek Travel that goes through the entire tour as to what you'll do. I'm going to post a link to that in the description of this video. It's not there yet. If you're watching this live, you're going to have to wait till it becomes a recording. Although you can find it yourself if you go to youtube.com, search for Trek Travel Channel, and look for the Provence videos. You can find them yourself, but I will post that link once this live stream becomes a recording. I'll go back and add it to the description. Maybe on the downhill I'll even find it and paste it into the chat. But I can't do that while I'm climbing this hill. A little bit too tough. Need both hands on the steering wheel. Okay, we're getting close to the top here. Just cresting now. Good job, everybody. Let's give a kudos to the group. Looks like we've got all 10, or however many that is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 11 or 12 people on the list that are showing are all within 30 meters. Excellent work. Well done indeed. I'll just drop my effort down a little bit to the 2 watt per kilogram range while we coast down the other side of that climb. Now we got one more double climb coming up, not as steep. And then another long descent. Another little climb, and then a really long descent. I haven't been watching, but I'm going to start keeping my eye out on the skyline. See if we can see Ventoux, the famous mountain. We're basically circling it on this route, I think. Well, I don't know if we're circling. We're going around it later on, so we're actually not there yet. We probably have another few kilometers to go before we can even see it. I haven't done this route before, but I'm pretty sure we'll see it. Okay, we're back into the next climb, so I hope you had a good rest. It's actually sort of a double climb. There's 2 sections. I just pushed pretty hard up the first section there. And then we're into a little break in the middle here. And then we'll go into the next section. Bit of a gap opened up there. I see some people are 70 meters back. I'll just back it off a little bit for this section. Let everyone get caught up. Hello, it's moi. It's forging ahead. We'll see him at the top, or her. Oh, getting pretty steep here. But we're almost to the top. There's just a little bit of red there. It's pretty quick. I'm coughing a little bit still. I had a cold at the end of December. My throat is still sore. But I couldn't take any more time off. It was well, it would have been a nice break if I wasn't sick, but so now we're on a long descent. I believe we're approaching the base of Ventoux. Like I said, we might see it in the distance as we get closer. We will not be climbing it today, but it's definitely on my list to potentially do when I go to France on this trip. I'm going to rent a bike for the day. I'll definitely do this route. And if it's good conditions, you do have the option of going up Mont Ventoux. I see some hills in the distance there, but none of them look like it to me. It might even have snow on the top. It's not the biggest mountain in France by far, but it is the biggest mountain in this region. And it's relatively by itself. There's some hills around it, but it's basically the only mountain around the area. So it looks quite spectacular, I understand. Still looking for it. See that hill up ahead? That's not it. Okay, we're coming up to another climb here. Oh, you know what? We might not be going towards the mountain. We might be going away from it. I'm just looking at the map. Well, if that is the case, I read the map wrong when I first announced this ride, but it's definitely in this region, but it might actually be behind us. We might be riding away from it. I'm gonna have to check that later. I know we started in the town of Badogne. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, Badogne. I'll be staying there myself. In real life, I'd better make sure I know how to pronounce it. And I know that town is right near the base of the mountain. But I think this ride actually goes in the opposite direction now that I've looked at the map and the app a little more closely. So we may not be seeing it on this ride. I knew we weren't going to go up it either way, but thought we might see it. Doesn't look like that's the case. Got Napoleon way ahead there, 100 meters ahead. He must have went really hard up that last hill. Let's see if we can catch him. Let's put the gas on for a bit here. Okay, we got City Man. Hello, it's moi and Napoleon are quite a bit ahead. And it's kind of unfair because I know the magnet is pulling them back. But they're still staying significantly ahead, even with that magnet. A rubber band effect. Maybe if you get far enough ahead, it snaps. And it just lets you go. I don't know. So this is the long descent, but it doesn't feel very downhill to me. Okay, we've caught everyone but Napoleon. Hello, it's moi is gone. Maybe off the back. I don't know. Or they quit. Oh, we almost hit some pedestrians there. Oh, there's Hello, it's moi. They took a break. Yes. They're not that far back. 20 meters. That's nothing really. So we follow this truck. fruits and veggies sign there. No time to stop. We only have 10K to go. Well past the halfway now. A couple more climbs. I see everybody is together, that's nice. Or at least the top 10, I can see. Okay, before you come into the climb, have a sip of water. So we head up. Trying to keep my RPM around 90, well, 80 to 90 anyways, on the climbs. Otherwise, you can stand up and go slower. It's a different sort of workout. Coming up to the crest. Gonna have a gradual top on that one. Hello, it's Maz. Shot off into the distance. We'll just back it off there a bit. Oh, it's Muz, got on a flyer. I wonder if they're from France. There we go, we got Jetros caught up in the rest of them. Another little climb here. Another descent, a couple more little climbs. Nothing major until the very end. It looks like a short, steeper section right at the end of the course. I'm sure we'll just sail up that. Just 7K to go. Not sure what our average speed has been, but I'd say it's above 30 kilometers per hour. But how much, I'm not sure. Have to do some math. Back into the descent. This is a longer one. Whew, a little bit of a short little mile climb there, but definitely starting to feel it. As we go through the roundabout into the final 3 kilometers of this beautiful course. Baisal La Romaine, is the finish. I'm definitely going to ride this when I'm there. I am staying in Badoyne, however you pronounce it. I know I should know this. I will look it up. I will be studying my French before I go. But I'm definitely going to ride this route. It's only 24 kilometers, so we're going to finish just around 40 minutes. Even as just a warm-up to a longer ride for the day. I think I'll do this one. This will be an extra day for me. The Provence trip itself is April 12th to 16th. It's 5 days of riding as part of the tour. Trek Travel provides Domane SL7 road bike with electronic shifting for that. Hotel and food, it's all part of that package. I'm going to stay a couple extra days. I've booked an Airbnb in Badoyne for the 17th and 18th before I take the train back to Paris and fly back to Canada. France has really good trains, high speed, TGV I think it's called. I think they can go 200 kilometers an hour. So yeah, book that extra couple nights so that I can do some more riding around here and maybe up the mountain that we can't see today, but it is there, very nearby. I will post a link to the info on the trip. Also, I'm going to post some links to different routes you can try in Ruby in the area, in the region, like this one, including the mountain climb, if you really want to challenge yourself. I didn't think it would make a good group ride, though, to go up one of the hardest mountains in France. So we'll leave that to you to try if you want. Got one more little climb here today. This is the last one, so make it count. I'm out of my saddle. My rocker plate is doing its job. And we hit the crest with just 200 meters to go. I'm going to back off the power so I can give more kudos to people as they finish up. Great job, everybody. I wish you could give kudos after you cross, but you can't. Oh, nicely done. We had 18 registered riders. I'll just stay on the cool down screen here for a minute. Talk about the ride today. It was 24 kilometers, 245 meters. I think it took about 40 minutes, but time says 0 now since we finished. I think if I click finish, we'll see a summary of it. And Ruby's telling me some personal records I've achieved. So longest ride this month in Ruby. So it looks like I haven't been doing a lot of rides in Ruby so far. I think this is only my second one this January. Definitely adding this as a favorite. That was a really good route. There we go. So there's the stats for me. It was 37 minutes, 51 seconds. Your power numbers will look different than mine, but the average speed was 38.5. Pretty fast, actually, considering there were some decent climbs in there. Burned 500 calories. So maybe, I don't know, what's 500 calories? 2 cans of pop, maybe. Don't drink pop, drink water. No calories. So pretty decent ride for me. My heart rate was zone 2, 3, 4, and 5 a little bit. I haven't been riding too much this year so far. As I said, I was sick in December, the latter half of December. I got pretty out of shape and I'm just getting back into things. We will continue these Thursday rides every week at 7 p.m. Eastern Time in North America. I will definitely be sending out friend requests to anybody that had joined the ride today, and if you accept those, I will invite you each week to the Fresh Air Thursday Night Ride. Thanks for watching and thanks for joining the ride.